Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now getting closer to the end of October, which only means Tales of the Jedi is on the horizon from releasing on Disney+. That's going to offer us a 6-part series that's going to fulfill new stories about Count Dooku, Qui-Gon Jinn, Ahsoka, Anakin, and a whole lot more on the horizon as well. Now, given that FAVREAU and Filoni are also getting geared up for announcements next year, we also have a lot of other projects to be released next year as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new universe between FAVREAU and Filoni is that they are really doing everything in their power to really making sure that Star Wars is going to thrive and survive and really become just as successful as the Marvel Cinematic Universe and where it stood. Now, obviously, when you look at everything related to Kevin Feige, he himself is trying to really kind of fix some of the damage that has been done to the MCU to a degree based on some of the backlash to some of those shows. Kind of an almost similar scenario of what happened to Star Wars, except I still believe that Star Wars was in a more tricky, situation. Given that FAVREAU and Filoni are now trying their absolute best to turn things around, they've gone through a couple of hurdles, they've gone through a couple of problems and solved those issues, which just goes to show you that these guys really are masterminds. Now, the thing about this too involves the character of Luke. Now, obviously, Jon Favreau's favorite character, and we've talked about this, is no other than Luke Skywalker. He himself talked about this numerous times, and there is one big issue that's happening right now behind the scenes, and it's not FAVREAU and Filoni's fault, but it is a big plan for Luke Skywalker that is getting altered. Now, with many new Star Wars TV shows in development by Disney and Lucasfilm, creators FAVREAU and Filoni are getting ready to develop a series of new Star Wars projects that will be announced next year. Now, it's noted, however, that one of the big issues happening right now has a lot to do with the upcoming Star Wars TV show dubbed simply Jedi Knight. That is set to focus on Luke in the form of an anthology series. Now, it's described that initially FAVREAU and Filoni were all set to recast Luke Skywalker and replace Mark Hamill with actor Sebastian Stan to portray the live-action version of Luke to cut down costs of de-aging tech. However, most recently FAVREAU and Filoni have been running into some big-time debates and problems on deciding on whether or not they want to move forward with that, of course, given that now ILM is developing a cost-effective technology that can properly de-age an actor at a very low cost. Now, this new technology is said to surpass regular de-aging tech and even deepfake technology. As of now, FAVREAU and Filoni are seemingly canceling the plans for Sebastian Stan to come on board as Luke, since ILM is creating this revolutionary technology. I want to stop right here quick before we get to the more involved part of the story. Now, given that FAVREAU and Filoni have been really moving along with this new roadmap, they've really been putting all their time and effort into the construction of this new way of respecting Star Wars. Now, Sebastian Stan, right from the very start, this has been in the talks now for over 2 whole years, and Sebastian is already attached to 3 projects, tentatively of course, and he's been training on the mannerisms of Mark Hamill, having some difficulty with that. We'll tap into that in just a second. That actually alludes to more of the problems. And you know what? What I like about FAVREAU and Filoni is that they literally make fan casting a reality. I mean, I'm not even joking here. In case you guys did not know, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano was a fan cast. This is something that the fans came up with. John and Dave actually looked at the fans and cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka on purpose because of what the fans were talking about. That, of course, is the same exact thing that happened with Sebastian Stan behind the scenes on a more tentative scale. And given that they have been trying to do things left and right, now ILM has been creating this new revolutionary tech that is going to change the game for the film industry, not just for Star Wars, but for the entire film industry. And this is now kind of getting in the way of recasting Luke Skywalker and bringing in Stan to become Luke over Mark Hamill. So basically now, Favreau and Filoni are now looking into this ILM technology and parting ways from Sebastian Stan for that one project out of the three. And likely the other two are going to replace Stan with this new ILM tech. It's looking very likely at this point. Now, with that being said, moving forward, Stan has already signed up to appear as Luke in a total of 3 projects, as we discussed. One of which is already, of course, not looking good so far for Stan, with the Jedi Knight series, as Favreau and Filoni have been talking with those at ILM on creating the next advancement of Luke Skywalker. Now, Stan is still up for the role in 2 other projects, however, for the Jedi Knight series, that's not looking good so far right now. John and Dave feel that ILM's new tech is going to be a better choice than getting Stan on board. Also, Stan has been showing some difficulty on training Mark Hamill's mannerisms, which is something that he has been going over for the past 3 months right now. It's likely that Stan will also not land the other 2 shows as Luke if ILM's tech proves to be successful to the fandom. Now, there's another piece of technology that is the next step when it comes to synthesizing. I don't know if you guys knew this, but they actually are going to be doing this AI synthesizer technology to recreate Darth Vader's voices in upcoming projects, given that James Earl Jones is now officially retired. In case you guys did not know, Jones is now coming back. That is no more. Sadly, it's the truth, but he is not coming back as Darth Vader ever again. Now, the thing about this is that they actually created a new voice synthesizer technology where the cast is going to be able to speak into a boom mic that's going to be held up by the crew that is going to actually synthesize the voice into their younger selves or older selves or whatever have you, whatever they want to do in real time. Not in post-production, but in real time. That's one of the new ILM tech pieces that are being constructed right now that will be used for the Jedi Knight series and more series that come in the future. And that just goes to show you that ILM is changing the game. That's what I love about ILM. I mean, these guys, they really do change the shape or the face of the film industry. They really, really do. Not just with special effects, but also with audio, with visual effects, with everything involved when it comes to filmmaking. They do an amazing job. So Stan, unfortunately, it's not looking like it's in good shape right now. And for those of you that have always wanted Stan to become Luke, you know, it's looking more and more likely to be like a 50-50 chance, if that, you know. So Favreau and Filoni are doing a lot of things behind the scenes right now to regulate things and keep costs down. So, like I say, guys, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.